Today we're going to look at a projectile motion problem. We start off with a marble that rolls off a table horizontally at 2.4 meters per second. The table is zero point 0.9 meters above the floor, and a basket is placed 1.2 meters from the edge of the table. And so the question is, will the marble land in the basket? You'll notice that this basket has some height, and we'll take that into consideration in a little bit. But before we do that, let's see if we can solve the same problem for a small basket with a very small height. And so we're going to make that height negligible compared to the height of the table, and then later we'll take into account the height of the basket. For right now, we just want to see if this ball will land at 1.2 meters away from the table. So when you solve a projectile motion problem, we want to first define our positive direction. So I'm going to make right positive and down positive. And it's arbitrary, the direction that you make positive, but I'm choosing these directions, well, because the ball is only moving to the right, and vertically the ball is only accelerating and moving down. So that makes this convenient. Once again, it's arbitrary, but you choose the positive direction that's most convenient for you in solving the problem. Our next step is to create a variables chart, and this is super helpful because it helps us to organize all these numbers. Otherwise, it can be a little bit confusing. What do we do with these numbers? So I have these rows of variables. I have displacement, initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration, and time. And then I have these columns, one for horizontal motion and one for vertical motion. Remember that in projectile motion, that the horizontal and the vertical motions are independent of each other. Now we're going to fill in our chart. Note that for horizontal motion, there's no acceleration, so the marble is just moving at constant velocity. It says that the marble is rolling off the table at 2.4 meters per second, so that would be both the initial velocity and the final velocity because there's no change in the constant velocity. Vertically, it has a displacement of 0.9 meters, and so that's going to be in this row right here. I know I wrote delta x, but it's displacement. It's also for delta y vertically. The initial velocity vertically is 0. Now, why is it 0? It's because it's only initially moving horizontally. Initially, it's not moving vertically at all. So the initial vertical velocity is 0, and the acceleration is 9.8 meters per second squared. Now you might wonder, well, why isn't it negative? Well, it depends on the direction that you're setting as positive. We define down positive, and acceleration due to gravity is always in the downward direction, and so it's going to be a positive 9.8 meters per second squared because we define down as positive. If we define up as positive, then this would be a negative number. Our game plan here is to first find the time and then find the horizontal displacement. To find the time, we're going to need to use one of the kinematic equations. Now, which one do you use? Because there's 4 of them. Well, if you take a look at what we're given and also what we're looking for, which is in this case the time, the variable that's not getting used is VF. And so we can use our kinematics equation chart and look through that chart and see which one does not have VF. And the only kinematic equation that does not have VF is delta y is equal to VIT plus 1 over 2 AT squared. Note that this VI is for the vertical velocity, vertical initial velocity. So be careful when you're working through these problems. You need to be consistent. Are you working on vertical motion or are you working on horizontal motion? Plugging in the numbers, we get 0.9 is equal to 0 plus 1 over 2 times 9.8 times t squared. Be real careful with this square when you're solving for t. So make sure once you solve for t squared, you got to square root both sides to find t, and we get t is equal to 0.429 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and bracket that because we're going to use this again. This goes into the bottom row of our variables chart, and notice that the time on the horizontal side is equal to the time on the vertical side because they describe the same marble during the same flight time. This is the time it takes the marble to fall 0.9 meters to the floor. Next, we're going to use the horizontal velocity and the time that we just calculated to find the horizontal displacement. To do that, we're going to use the constant velocity equation, delta x equals vt. Now, you might wonder, how come you don't use one of the kinematic equations? Well, in a sense, we are, because if you plug in a 0 into the acceleration, look at what you get. You get displacement is equal to v times t, which is this right here. So if you don't remember this, just plug in a 0 into the a and you'll derive this equation. Now, this equation is what we use when an object is moving at constant velocity. Now we're going to plug in our numbers. So our displacement is equal to 2.4 times 0.429, and we get approximately 1.0 meters. Notice that this is short of the 1.2 meters that the basket is away. So a follow-up question now is, well, what speed would you need? What horizontal speed would you need so that the ball would land in the basket? So now we're going to solve for the horizontal speed needed so that the marble would land in the basket. We're going to use the same positive direction, positive x to the right, positive y is down, and the first part of the solution will be the same. So we're going to use the same time because this time just depends on the height of the ball, the vertical displacement. And we already calculated the time based on that vertical displacement. So we got a time of 0.429 seconds. So now knowing that time and knowing the horizontal displacement that we would like it to have, now we're going to calculate for the velocity. And by definition, velocity is the displacement divided by the time interval. And we can use this equation because horizontally, the ball is moving at constant velocity. If the ball was not moving at constant velocity, or if you're analyzing a situation that's not constant velocity, the displacement over the time interval will give you the average velocity. But in this case, we don't have to worry about average because horizontally, we know it's moving at constant velocity. All right, so plugging in the numbers, we get 1.2 meters divided by 0.429 seconds, and we get approximately 2.8 meters per second. So this is the speed, the horizontal speed that the ball would need to have in order to land in this basket. Now you might be wondering, well, what about the basket we started out with? The basket that had some height. So let's say that the basket had a height of 0.3 meters. So that's kind of significant. Well, what is the speed we would need so that the marble would land in the basket? Because we already know that at 2.4 meters per second, it's not going to go far enough. So we need to figure out what is that speed? What is the speed we would need so that it would land in this basket? First, we're going to once again define our positive direction, positive x to the right, positive y down. And then we need to determine the vertical displacement. We know that the tabletop is 0.9 meters above the ground and the basket is 0.3 meters tall. So we're going to subtract that, and that will give us the vertical displacement. So now we're going to fill out our variables chart. Our horizontal displacement is 1.2. Our vertical displacement is 0.6. Initial velocity is 0 vertically because it's only moving horizontally, and our acceleration is 9.8 because we made down positive. Next, we're going to use our kinematic equation. Notice the pattern here when we solve these problems. A lot of times we're looking for the time, and a lot of times you're going to use kind of the same kind of equations for these. So as you work through more of these, notice the patterns. So we're using delta y equals VIT plus 1 over 2 AT squared. Plugging in the numbers, we get 0.60 is equal to 0 plus 1 over 2 times 9.8 times t squared. Be careful with this squared. So when you're solving for t, make sure you square root both sides, and we get t is equal to 0.350 seconds. When you're solving problems, in the middle of the problem, I like to add an extra sig fig here, and before we round it to the correct sig figs at the end. So our time here is 3.5 seconds for the vertical and also for the horizontal. Next, we're going to use our constant velocity equation. We can use that because there's no acceleration horizontally. So Vx is equal to the horizontal displacement divided by the time interval. And we get 1.2 divided by 0.35. And that gives us approximately 3.4 meters per second. Now you might wonder, wouldn't the speed only get the marble to the rim of the basket? And that is true because the rim of the basket is 1.2 meters away from the table horizontally. But if you want to get this marble into the basket, we'd probably want to launch it a little bit more than 3.4 meters per second. If you want a free physics review guide, check out the description. For more kinematics practice problems, check out this next video.